The world is made up of individuals, each unique in his or her own way. We have different tastes in what we eat, what we wear, and what we listen to. As the saying goes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Nowhere is that more true than in the world of art.
And art has been used for many centuries to identify status. For example, with kings and popes. It has been used in religion. It has functioned to attract success in hunting and agriculture. And we actually still have art involved in our lives, even though perhaps we don't think about it because it is ingrained. For example, we power dress. We dress to make a fashion statement. We select colors for our homes and furniture that's going to present who we are, our identity, and pictures to hang over the sofa. So we live with art every day.
Throughout the history of mankind, art has played a significant role in our creative development.
The anthropologist Margaret Mead did an interesting survey worldwide, and she found that every culture in the world except one tribe in New Guinea had visual arts. That tribe didn't have visual arts, but they did have oral arts that were very strong.
The proliferation of art galleries and museums throughout the world are a testament to the value that mankind places on a variety of works of art, from paintings to sculptures and everything in between. Over the years, colonies of artists have formed in various locales around the world in places renowned for arts and culture. In America, the state with the most visual artists per capita is surprisingly not New York or California, but New Mexico. It is fitting then that in 2005, UNESCO, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, designated the capital city of Santa Fe as the #1 creative city in America.
Santa Fe has been a creative center for thousands of years. The Pueblo and Navajo people from the Southwest for hundreds of years were doing their pottery, architecture, textiles, jewelry, and rock art. And then 400 years ago, the Spanish founded Santa Fe as the northern capital of New Spain. In the late 19th century, then European American artists came back from Europe where they'd been studying, and they wanted to find a place that was authentically American. They found Santa Fe, where there were native people that were considered exotic. There was a vast, beautiful landscape to paint and great clarity of light. And these things attracted more and more artists.
I moved to Santa Fe in 1991 after finishing art school, and there were so many different kinds of people here and 300 art galleries that it just seemed really attractive to me. And it is true that there is a great community of artists, and it's not only artists who are the creative people here, there are all sorts of people who are working on all different levels in the art world and in science, and there's just an enormous amount of creative energy out here.
Founded in 1917 and located in the heart of Santa Fe, the New Mexico Museum of Art was the implementation of a dream by a group of its citizens to promote Santa Fe as a leading art center, specifically to attract tourism and foster economic development.
When the building was built for the museum in 1917, it had as its mission to attract artists to New Mexico. Now that we have many museums and many galleries in Santa Fe, artists have a lot of opportunities for exhibition. So we have turned our attention toward bringing the art of New Mexico to the world and the world of art to New Mexico.
Well, the New Mexico Museum of Art has a very important impact and contribution to our community. For example, it's a wonderful place for the kids to come. School groups come here. It's a wonderful place. It really is the depository of our state's patrimony of art, and so it enhances our quality of life.
The museum specializes in the art of New Mexico in the Southwest region, beginning with the arrival of the railroad in 1880 to the present. The museum's collection includes many important and famous American artists many of whom immigrated to the New Mexico art colonies from elsewhere.
When the New Mexico Museum of Art opened its doors in 1917, it did so to a large group of artists who were enthusiastic about coming here to New Mexico. Robert Henry invited many of his friends from New York, such as George Bellows, John Sloan, John Marin, Marston Hartley, and others to come here. They were followed by people like George O'Keeffe and Rebecca Strand, who called New Mexico their home. At the same time, artists originally from New Mexico, such as Maria Martinez, worked and showed here at the museum. This continues to this day with internationally acclaimed artists like Bruce Nauman, Susan Rothenberg, Luis Jimenez, and many, many, many others who call New Mexico their home and are proudly represented by the New Mexico Museum of Art.
One of the unique features of the New Mexico Museum of Art is the architecture of the building itself. It is based on the 1629 Spanish Mission Church and Convent at Acoma Pueblo, and is one of the first buildings built in the Santa Fe Revival architecture.
Well, the New Mexico Museum of Art building was the first building built in the style that we now know as the Santa Fe style. It was the centerpiece of a plan by a group of concerned citizens in Santa Fe, mostly archaeologists and artists, who wanted to make sure that Santa Fe retained its traditional architecture and didn't start looking like all the cities in the eastern United States. They placed it purposefully on the plaza which was the city center of Santa Fe, and the architecture is a combination of Pueblo Indian traditional architecture and Spanish colonial architecture. It's actually a recreation of the Acoma Pueblo Mission Church in New Mexico.
The New Mexico Museum of Art celebrates the diversity of the visual arts and the legacy of New Mexico as a cultural crossroads. In addition to its being the cornerstone of arts and culture for the local community, it is a dynamic destination for the many visitors to the city, as well as an attractive venue for special events.
The New Mexico Museum of Art has several wonderful places for rent and for use by the public. The prime one is St. Francis Auditorium, which has been used since the inception of the building in 1917. And it has seen dance troupes, it has seen lectures, it has seen funerals, it has seen weddings. We're available and we try to adapt to the use that the public wants for it. The other nice place we have is the courtyard, and that again is used for weddings and receptions. The other places we have are the East O'Shaughnessy Sculpture Garden and the West Sculpture Garden, which are newly renovated, and we are using those for receptions, events before performances, and the public seems to really respond to that we have these for use.
Through the years, the arts community has grown far beyond the vision of its founders. Santa Fe alone now has 12 museums and 225 art galleries. Still, the New Mexico Museum of Art continues to be the only comprehensive art museum in the state. As the museum enters its next 100 years, it aspires to continue this tradition by transforming itself through the addition of significant new artworks to its collection, thus inspiring new generations of New Mexico citizens. For more information, contact the New Mexico Museum of Art today or visit them online at nmartmuseum.org.